Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and today let's talk about free rules. Now, free rules are great. I think they're fantastic for tabletop wargaming. First reason being they're free, and no one likes spending money, so let's get stuff for free, and that's always good. Now, the second thing about them being free means they're usually downloadable. Now, that's a good thing because it means it will be on your phone or your tablet, which is small, and you're not taking around a 300-page book to go and say, needing to flip through it to look up the rules just in case. And most games do this now. Most games give out the rules for free. I know Mantic do, and I know Warcradle do, and believe it or not, so does 40k. Games Workshop do it with 40k and Age of Sigmar. Now, what really got me to think about this was games that bridge the models that bridge the game, factions that bridge games, right? Things like demons, Adeptus Custodes, knights, and Imperial Guard or Imperial Militia, and technically still Auxilia because you could use them as Imperial Guard. And this came from a conversation earlier today about a friend of mine saying that he would like to see Traitor Auxilia be in the new Plastic Army. So I thought, okay, this is pretty good because it does mean Traitor 40k, Traitor Guard for 40k. Which is fantastic, absolutely, because we need some more traitors for 40k, to be honest with you. All we've really got for Chaos is Chaos Space Marines, Chaos World Eaters, Death Guard, Thousand Suns, Knights, Demons, 6 factions. Just for Space Marines alone, you have Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Raven Guard, Imperial Fists. Me running off all the loyalist ones. Grey Knights, Death Watch, Black Templars. That's 8. There, we've got 2 more already. White Scars, Raven Guard, Iron Warriors. So there's almost double the amount of factions just for Loyalist Space Marines than there are for Chaos entirely. And if you even include just the normal factions, not including Space Marines, you've got Adeptus Custodes, Sisters of Silence, Sisters of Battle, Agents of Assassins, the Assassins, the Inquisition, and the Imperial Guard, the Mechanicum, and the Imperial Knights. So even then, it's got 2 more factions just without even talking about Space Marines. So Traitors and Chaos do need a bit more love with more factions, and Traitor Guard would be great for that. Now, so what got me thinking about this was that, let's say you play Demons and you want to try a new game. So, great, so you think, I want to try Horus Heresy. You need to download the rules for Horus Heresy, except you can't. You need to buy the rules for Horus Heresy. Horus Heresy Age of Darkness rules are not free, which is a shame. I think they should be free, because 40k is free. The core rules. So this is the core rules, okay? Not the full rules, which everything in it, all the extra little bits, the core rules. Now the core rules are cool, and you'd kind of need that, to play the game. So this is you getting into the game, starting to play the game, the basic mechanics, not all the extra bits that you need on top. Not that I have a problem with that. Like I said, this is what you needed. And then, of course, with, and if you want to play Age of Sigmar, you can download the rules for that. Actually, what you do is you sign up your email and they send you the rules. I actually just tried it today just to do that. And for 40k, you have the core rules as well. Which means if you want to do it for the old world, even though the rules for Demons will be free for the old world because it's a PDF list, they won't be. I don't know if the actual main core rules will be free, but we'll see. We'll see. I think they should be free, personally. And the thing about wargaming is it's not a cheap hobby. It's not an expensive hobby. It's not as expensive as what people make out if you do it right. And I know that sounds egotistical, or that, but I'm being full of myself, but this is what I mean. It's not an expensive hobby if you do it right. So you don't go out, buy 20 boxes and say that's your army, and again complain that you got this pile of shame that's never painted. Look, dude, if you're going to buy 20 boxes and then complain that it's not built, that's on you, no one else. If you're saying it's expensive because you bought 20 boxes, again, that's on you. If you go out, buy a Combat Patrol box, which will do you for a month, that's £95, and saves you a lot of money, then that's when the game becomes, it's £95, a big lot, don't get me wrong, but it is substantially something you can do over the month. You'll have the game and you can play a game with it. And not only that, you actually get all the rules for the models for Combat Patrol, which is actually really good. So there you go. So, as I was saying, before I got sidetracked about the expenses bit, wargaming is expensive. So if you don't have to pay, the extra 30, 40 quid for a rule book, I know some books are cheaper as well, that alleviates a lot of the expense, and it means you can play the aim book. So now that War Games Workshop have done battle times, kind of, well, they did one for the Iron Jaws for free, download for free, and of course they did the index cards prior to 10th, again for free, was absolutely fantastic, which is great, and I think they should have maintained that. Don't get me wrong, buying a codex is an expense, and unless you're actually going out your way to collect codexes, there's not much reason to have them anymore. They're not a necessity, but they are fun, and therefore law. Which means what I think Games Workshop should do is maintain the free index cards. So you're going to have the basic core rules for the army, and basic, stratagems, etc. All of that for free. Everything to make more narrative, crusade rules, that can be in the codex, because that would be more aligned with what a necessity of a codex would inquire. A narrative game. Something that, people who want to tell a story with that game, not go to, a local tournament or a major tournament and plunk down models and roll dice. People who build armies that tell stories. I mean, that's something I do, which means it's why I buy codices. I buy codices because I want to learn the lore. Well, at this point, I pretty much know all the Eldari lore. But as I digress. So there we have that. So that's one of my opinion, and it would be great for Games Workshop to do this. They are experimenting with it. I am seeing this. They are experimenting with it again. They are given several stuff. They kind of experiment with Age of Sigmar, I've noticed. Age of Sigmar is what they experiment with, and then we see it in 40k. We saw the 3 battle scrolls with Age of Sigmar come first. We saw them, I think it was in 2nd edition and 3rd edition. And now we're starting to see them kind of get eased into 40k, which is great. Don't forget me wrong. But then Games Workshop kind of go, yeah, you had them free for a bit, now we're just going to charge you for them. And this gets people's backs up. It gets people's backs up because it's like, why are we paying for them now? We had them for free. Why do we have to pay for them now? It's like a free trial offer. And I think the worst part of this is, and I believe this is a legitimate complaint, that certain armies are going to have their index cards for free longer. Let's take Space Marines and Tyranids, shortest period. They had their codices out first, so their index cards were discontinued first. They were no longer working first. Next are Adeptus Mechanicus and Necrons. So basically, if you don't collect those 4 armies, your rules are still free. You're not having to pay for them until your codex drops. So let's say the next armies are Imperial Guard and World Eaters. If you're doing normal Chaos Space Marines, you're cool, you're gravy. Like, you don't have to pay for your rules anymore until that codex drops. So World Eaters will have to pay, but your Chaos Space Marine guys won't have to. And again, Gene Stealer Cult players won't have to pay for their index cards because, even though Imperial Guard players do. And those who ever get their codex last has had their index cards free for the longest period of time. So that way, they've had the best offer. They've just had the best army. They've had to pay less for the game. They could pay more on their armies. They can buy an extra model box for £82.50, same price as a codex. Same price as a codex. I do apologise for repeating myself there. So yeah. So Games Workshop, I really think they need to do free rules now. I think they need to do them free, and I think what would be great is if they actually kind of practice this with the old world. Now, the old Warhammer Fantasy rulebooks had the majority of all the stat lines in their back. They had the majority of all the weapons as well, so you didn't actually have to buy anything extra if you had the rulebook. Now, if they do the same with this, where you have a basic stat lines, that's going to be all cool. Anyway, that's just my opinion on free rules. And what do you think, guys? Do you think Games Workshop are practicing? Do you think they're sort of dipping their toe into it and seeing how well it affects it's their profit line at the end of the day? that's my question. Do you think they're seeing how it works against their profit line? Are they thinking that it could be a decent market for them? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Raziel as always. And there's Wayland Games down below if you wish to save 20% on your army. There is a C-Stick, something I'm helping promoting as well. If you're into retro gaming, it's happening in Bath on the 25th and 26th of November. £5 for a day. It's in the Bath Trading Card Game Shop. £5 for the day, £8 for the weekend. Pop along, it'll be great. And there is this thing. Forbidden Planet, if you like comics, games, t-shirts, toys, all that other cool geeky stuff as well. There's my merchandise, my comics and everything else. And finally there's Patreon. But as always, do click on something where you get yourself something nice. We both benefit. We both, you get something nice and I get paid. And you're supporting the channel. And honestly, I'm still very much in favour of cancelling my Patreon should I ever get monetized on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.